Welcome to Defragmentation with Attitude, a range of reusable learning objects, compliments of liamog.com. I'm going to look here at creating a reusable learning object, that is an RLO, and I'm going to do it by first creating a simple short PowerPoint presentation, which I will then morph into a video using Windows Movie Maker. And when the movie is complete, it can then be published up onto common internet platforms such as youtube.com, vimeo.com, wixie.com, or one of the many others. So first of all, I'll expand a PowerPoint presentation which I've previously prepared, which, as you'll see, consists of basically three slides. So let me just run the slideshow first. There's the first slide, I hear and I forget, as many of us do. The second slide, funny enough, I see and I remember. And finally, I do and I understand. So that's our slideshow. Just press escape to get out of that. Now, again, if I just look at the first slide here, just to point out to you something that perhaps a useful tip, is the size of this text here. Remembering that the online video forum a limited frame size, you really need to make this text quite large. So select that text, and I would suggest taking text up as far as 40 points, for example, and then just extending the little bubble there to accommodate it. So it's going to be a lot more prominent when you're looking at it as a video. The next thing I want to do is look at the concept of a master slide, so I can essentially create some sort of a digital signature here. So if we just click up here and press View, and then Master, and then Slide Master. Now what I'm firstly going to do is change the background color so that the background of every slide, instead of being white, will be some other color. So if I select down here, and in this case choose this particular color, and in this case I will apply it to all of my slides. And you can see the slide color is going to be this here. I'm also now going to put in just selecting a text box at the bottom. Just create a text box here, and I'm going to put in a web location. And again, because I want this to be prominent, I'll make this, in this case, 28, and I'll bold it. Now this, which is my website, liamog.com, will appear on every page of the slide. So to look at what the slideshow will actually look like, just press the slide sorter view, and you can see what the slides will look like. Again, run my slideshow one more time. So again, we see a nice background color. You see the logo up here, which will appear in each slide. And again, once again, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, and I do and I understand. So now I've created my PowerPoint presentation. The first thing I should do is save it. So if I save it first, in this case I'm going to save it on my desktop as version 2. So I've created some previous versions. Now, having saved the PowerPoint presentation, we're going to basically export each slide as a Jpeg. So in this case here, I save as, again my location is on my desktop, but just look at this area here, save as type, and pull down the options here and move the options down here until I see a JPEG option, and press save. And what it asks me is, do I want to save only the current slide or every slide? In this case, I want to save every slide as a JPEG so I can import them into a video editor, which is Windows Movie Maker. So press every slide, and what it does is, as we'll see in a moment, it will save all these slides in a folder. So that's now saved, and if we just minimize this and go onto my desktop, you'll see a folder here, and when we click on it, we see the three slides. Just click on the first one here, and then page down, sorry, just the next slide, and the next slide again. So we have our 3 slides as JPEGs, which are now going to form the basis of the material we're going to bring into Windows Movie Maker, which we're going to look at next. Okay, having saved the PowerPoint presentation as separate JPEGs in a folder, the next thing we're going to do is to start Windows Movie Maker. So just start, all programs, and up here we see Windows Movie Maker. Now essentially the first thing we need to do is to import the media that we're going to use. So just up here we press Import Media, and in this case it goes directly to the folder which I have saved my files in. So pressing on the left mouse button, create a marquee around the 3 items which I want to import. Press the button and we can see our 3 slides being moved in here. In this case here, again creating a marquee, that's left mouse click down and include all of the selected or slides in your marquee, then pull them all down into what's called a timeline here. So we drag our media down here, and for example we can just see our video running across here. That's the video running, and we'll see after a number of seconds it will move over. Typically the default time that's allotted is 5 seconds. Now the important thing is we now have to add a narration into our video. So for example, if we wish to make this particular slide longer, we can just press on the gap between the 2 slides and just extend them like this here. So any of these slides can be extended to any particular length. At this time it would be useful for you to plan out what you're going to say, in other words your narration, perhaps write it out or whatever. We can see here that the timeline tells it the sort of times that's involved. So that's a slide that's going to last for 10 seconds. The second slide is going to last for 10 seconds. The third slide is going to last for 8 seconds. Now initially what I plan to do here is to record a short narration, and then we will publish our video.